To my renters, those who are renting the entire house or apartments, if you're solely just renting per room or share room, I don't think we kind of get the privilege. But understand where your stand is and be prepared and negotiate because when housing prices dropping, it's our time to take in controls because buyers, no, I can say landlords needs renters, tenants to pay off their mortgage or their monthly or weekly, whatever you guys call it. So now around the world, housings are being on decline. Now, whether it's 5% or 20%, the harder it declines, the more power is on renters. Tenants, us tenants, we have power. Landlords don't have much power. They are actually shutting themselves. When houses are going down and it's a power where increase the rents. When they do increase the rent, don't fall for it. Walk out and find somewhere it's going to be cheap because they're not the only one who's doing the same thing. Those who are increasing the rent. Now, us renters is negotiating rent. That's why I said those who live per room or shared room, we are kind of disadvantaged in this area. But I'm speaking to those who are renting the whole house and things like that. Because essentially, when housing goes down, there's a lot more competition and a lot more tenants are walking around and negotiating or finding a good bargain and to save extra dollars in their back pocket. All right. We're second, and it's the stage that we have our power. And remember, we have that power. All right. If right now any landlords is increasing their rents up, you should move out because they are just bullying and try to get a few more dollars when the housing goes down. When the housing crash, they are more and more inclined to do anything to keep you. So, you know, if you leave, well, there's got to be a couple of weeks or a couple of months that is, you know, that the landlord has to fork out on their back pocket. They always want freebie to balance everything out. So that's why I said to you guys, make sure. Because on my previous, I just moved into my new house. This is not my new house at the moment. This is the girlfriend's house. So I'm moving in the new house. I got kicked. Uh, it was a good reason. I got kicked is because the girlfriend, landlord's girlfriend, and his son is moving back in. But I still keep contact with my ex roommates, and what they've been telling me is the landlord has jacked up the rent to $650 per month. Now, the rent was initially 520 per month. That's including bills. 650, that's including bills as well. That's a lot of money. $650. If you divide it by 4 weeks, you know, y- to be honest with you, you get a lot more out of it. Now, I'm sorry, I know I should have done this a lot earlier, but let's use the calculator, all right? Maybe it's 170, all right? 170 per week. 170 living a distance away. It's not really that great, like 170 you could get something really good. That's why I say do not ever let your landlord overpower or increase, um, over you because he's really smart, the landlord who actually jack up to 650 because he knows what's going to happen. He knows. He's really smart. Those landlords who jack up prices right now, they are very, very smart. Very smart to the point that, you know what, they know what's going to happen. They knew what's going to happen. So they're prepared now. So when the housing does crash or housing does fall behind, he can always put it back to 520. So essentially, he's not making a loss. Even though that landlord doesn't have any mortgage, but he can play that game. Very smart, mate. Very, very smart. Do not let any landlord allowed to do that. You're threatened to move when they do that. or you actually move, find the other housing because do not let them always have power. They always have been power when there was a housing boom. We needed them. I know we have a housing shortage, but just be mindful. When it does crash, rental will crash as well. And us renters, we have the power to do and move and go as long as we stay within the contract. As long as I have a contract, then we can move.